the button. What's going on, everybody? Good to see all those good looking faces. I want to hear from you guys, and I'm going to be disappointed if you don't share a highlight. So think back. Okay, day one, you get the speakers. Day two, and then day three. Day two, let's see, who the heck? Day one, was it Bill Pipes? We had Bill Pipes out there. We had Verl Workman. We had Gary Brecka, always amazing. We had Jeb Blunt from Fanatical Prospecting, and we had different speakers there. Oh, thank you. The voice of God hears me. Mike Sherrard, Carlos and Rosemary, Rosie Rodriguez, Lars Hedenberg, Levi McDonald, Jane Ashley Nelson, Curtis Johnson. Curtis rocked it. They all did great. And that was day one. Day two, AJ Maida, you can see all that. But so look at some of the speakers. Bring that back up. I want to jog people's memories because I want to hear from you guys. You're not going to sit there and be quiet. By the way, it could have been someone you. I was just talking to Jeff Whitespear. He's in Lake Tahoe. He's playing Edgewood. They just did the celebrity, and he rode back with Lance, the founder of Realty. .com, and he was sitting like he was 1A, Lance was 1B. They're in first class, and he totally hit off. So sometimes it's someone you sit with at lunch, breakfast, grab coffee with, you're in the elevator, you're working out in the gym. I want to hear those stories. But day two, Randy Berg, Krista Mayshore, Gil Ramos, Stan Beer, Veronica, Verl, and then day three, you can see all the speakers there. Leave that up for a second. But if you're going to share, go down to your name and raise your hand. You hit down. Let me see if I can go to the name thing. So you ghost over your name, you go to more, you click more, and you can put, well, heck, I don't know how to do it. But okay, hold on. Someone's calling me.
It's under reactions.
What?
It's under reactions, and you can
under reactions. Marguerite says, "Thank you for sharing with me." Now this is funny. I have lost my video. I was messing around with my computer. Now I don't see you guys, but I'm sure you're here. Let's see. Oh, it's so funny. How do I get it back? Okay, hold on. Hit the Zoom.
You're probably full screen, Brent. So just get out of full screen.
Or view.
I'm not full screen.
Top right corner, click on view.
No, I got nothing. I lost you guys. Hold on. Let me see. I'm going to hit the Zoom button, see if that works. Just hit the
Alt
button.
tab 2, you can, or control.
Tab 2, Alt tab 2.
Sorry, do you have a PC or a Mac?
A Mac.
Okay, Command tab.
Swipe your screen right or left.
Oh yeah, that'll work too.
Okay. I'm doing it if nothing's happened. Oh, maybe that did something. That's so funny. This is like my nightmare. I'm gonna hit X and see what happens.
Darren, I like your yacht.
I know.
I'm gonna switch from a plane to a yacht.
I know.
Brent, do you want to just share your screen and all 50 of us will help you?
Well, I can't share my screen because I can't see the Zoom thing. It is gone.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's gone.
Yeah, go down and click on the Zoom icon. It should bring in whatever you got up.
Okay. I see the icon down there. See, anybody
Good
can do
thing
this.
you're cute, Brent.
I know. There it is. It worked. The Zoom icon. So if this ever happens to anybody, instead of panicking, did I smile? I was panicking. I'm like, I can't get them back because I can't do this if I can't see you guys. I love to see you. So highlights, raise your little hand, go to things. I want to hear from you. So share a highlight. Pam Teresi, start putting your little hand up. I see Jennifer Meek. Thank you. I want to hear from some more of you. Highlight a build, Pam. What was one for you?
Well, I want to tell you the one that I really hit that I love EXP with those top. I want to use that video for every follow-up I have as I go out and do the agent attraction. Curtis Johnson did an incredible job, went through such powerful information. I thought it was an awesome speech. I loved it. His talk was incredible. Then Levi just cracked me up when he had that buyer's agreement and how he went back over things that you actually are supposed to do and made it, told the buyer everything, because that's the important part, is to tell those buyers what you're doing for them. But that's more on the agent side. But those at Curtis Johnson really hit with me. And of course, all the tears that we all shed along with Lars and different people that spoke from their heart. It was awesome.
I love it. Thank you, Pam. Appreciate that. Okay, then you can hit the little thing and pull your hand down. I'll go to Jennifer Meek, and then Jared, then Steve, then Jason. And I just want to do a few, then we'll move on. But go ahead, Jennifer.
Yes, I really loved Verl. I mean, all the speakers were amazing, and when they touch your heart and all of that. I mean, clearly we've heard and we've seen the amazing stories and what people are doing, and we networked a lot in the hallways and stuff, which is the best. But Verl just really spoke to me, and I had to talk Gary into we'll be coaching with him in September after we do Gail's big thing she's doing with all the other
Yep.
people. We're doing a 4-month, but yeah, so that'll get us ready. But I mean, I love the way he talked about working in teams. I mean, clearly, we've never really had a team. I mean, they had the organization, they had the brokerage, but it's very different the way he is talking about structuring it and only working with very highly motivated, generals, or I don't know what he called them, but I know a lot of people call
Yeah.
them generals that want to build a business. And that's
Verl's
who
a
we're going to focus
genius.
on. We will not be focusing on anybody who is just sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah, he's a genius at team coaching.
Yeah.
By the way, you guys, I think he has 90 coaches that work for him in his coaching company. That's a real coaching
Wow.
company. So
Yeah.
Verl Workman, if you're interested in having a team, great team coach. Thank you, Jennifer. We're going to keep this thing moving. Jared Davis, fire away, baby.
Yeah, man, I liked them talking about if you treat people like a transaction, they'll treat you like a transaction. And I've always known that, obviously. We built a business by making sure we have customer service, but the bigger you get, whether it's rev share or sales, the more it becomes crucial to keep remembering that. I think we have 40 pendings going on right this second, and sometimes it can be hard not to look at those 40 things like a transaction when there's just so many freaking deals in the hopper. And then when you're dealing with agent attraction, it's the same thing. And it's trying to make sure that your downline understands, hey, these aren't transactions, these are people. We have to help them grow. And that involves being the hype man that everybody needs to believe in them. Because again, I wake up every day and think I can do everything and anything I want, but not necessarily everybody in my downline thinks that. So being that hype man and making sure that everybody is believed in, that they can do what they want. Those are my takeaways as a leader.
I've done this 27 years. I've never heard anybody say that. I must have missed it at the event. I'm running back and forth and doing speakers. If you treat people like a transaction, they will treat you like a transaction. In other words, one and done, right? It's like swipe left, swipe right. It's a TikTok thing or whatever they call it. It's not good. So that was a really great point, Jared. Thank you for sharing that. You're 40 in escrow. Well done, man. That's pretty awesome. And have you had coaches throughout your career, Jared?
Never. It's actually the odd thing that I've never signed up for a coach, but
wow, you're doing pretty good with 40. You're the anomaly, man. I'll tell you that. That is awesome. Congratulations. And by the way, everyone, use this. It's not your downline. It's your revenue share organization. So really try to get that word downline out of your vocabulary. I don't have a downline. I do have a revenue share organization of leaders I love. So it took me a while to get that out of my vocabulary too. Upline, downline, just try to lose it. We're all business partners and you have a revenue share organization. That is awesome. Thank you, Jared. Outstanding. Steve Hillier, lay it on us, baby.
Well, I had a couple good notes here. 100 hours make you 95% better than anyone in the industry. What's your daily routine? Marry the process, divorce the results. So I got all kinds of great stuff like that. But the highlight was something very specific. I was wandering around down in one of the restaurants just looking for something to eat. I looked like a lost puppy, I'm sure. And I had this little guy come up to me and he seemed familiar. I didn't really know him. He just was kind and warm and cordial, and he introduced himself and, asked if I was an agent. And I finally realized this is Jeff Whitespear. And he comes up to me and he was so warm and welcome. And I was just expressing, we are building out the KV core teams and stuff. And he offered his information and said he'd do some personal meetings for my team. But it was his genuine kindness that was really what was so impressive about the whole weekend. So I'm gonna leave it there.
Beautiful. And of course, Jeff Whitespear is the one I just hung up the phone with for here. And he's talking to an agent I have onboarding in New York. And she was selling 50 homes a year. Now she's selling 30 with the shift in interest rates. But he's going to take her on a personal tour of the KV Core back office tomorrow morning to show her how it works. And he's going to record that. It's about a 5-minute tour. I may play that for you guys next week so you can just see what it looks like. But he's just being a nice guy, helping out. So like Steve said, you never know who you're bumping into. And, just be kind to people. I love it. Thank you, Steve. Very good. Jason Hamilton, fire away, baby. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, Brent. How are you?
Good, good, doing great.
Good. Thank you for that event, man. For me, we always talk about proximity is power. And it was just surreal to be down in the gym working out and be next to Al Stasic and having a conversation with him, next to Chuck and Angela Fazio having conversations with them. And they were all so warm and kind. Gil Ramos, I introduced myself to him in the event, told him I loved his content on social media. I didn't know he was going to be one of the speakers. But since the event, I've reached out to him a couple of times after going through my notes, and he's responded and gave me some tips and ideas. So I mean, all the speakers were great, but just to be in proximity with some of the heavy hitters at EXP and how nice they are and how willing to share they are, it's just amazing.
Love it. Excellent. Thank you for sharing that, man. And you know what, you guys, reach out. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. Reach out, meet people, do your thing. Matthew, thank you, Jason. Matthew Stewart, fire away, baby.
Hey. All right. So Chris Baird did a talk. I think it was Chris Baird said 4 equations for winning people over. And I thought this was kind of brilliant. The number 1 is P equals R, and that stands for perception equals reality. I thought that was pretty neat. Number 2 is E is greater than F. And we experience this in recruiting all the time. Emotions trump facts. You can meet with agents and they'll make 80,000 more if they switch to EXP, but they're like, oh, I just, I love my tribe. I love my people, whatever. Emotions, right? It's an emotional business. Number 3, S equals B plus. So success comes from being positive. So I thought that was cool. And then 3P equals HC. So third-party testimonials, third-party calls, third-party Zooms translates into higher credibility. So I thought that was just kind of a neat little package of some really cool nuggets there.
I love it. Well done. And we could go on and on and on and do this. So here's what I want all of you to get a vision for. And thank you, Matthew. Loved it. Did not like the whooping on the golf course, but I liked everything else you said. So here's the deal.
I thought that's what he was going to be. His highlight was beating you on the golf course.
I know. He should have. He missed his opportunity, and now we have his mic permanently.
I'm a
muted.
humble guy.
Yeah. He actually is a humble guy. If I beat him, you'd all know. I'd be talking about it. I am not humble. I crushed him. Anyways, all right. So here's the deal. I want you to get a vision. Next year, we have 11 locations. You want to know how this happens? We're going to get 10,000 people to 11 locations. Here's how it happens. You get yellow notepads, or in this case, you get whiteboards. And so I've already updated all my numbers on this board right there. Kathy and I last night, this morning, I'm texting people, getting numbers, front lines, how big their group is. The blue ones on top are their actual numbers. The green ones under their names are my goals for them. Do you have goals for your people? Do you know where they're at? Do you have goals for them? Are you excited about them? Because I am. I have goals for Tahoe Tony. I have goals for Jennifer Meek. I got goals for Mr. Hillier and Amanda Hurd. I have goals for you guys. And my goals are so big, they include your goals. Like, I have to help you guys hit your goals if I want to hit mine. And so here's what we're doing next year. This is how, how you move 10,000 people to right here. This is it. This is what I do in my spare time. Look at how good of a drawer I am. That is the United States of America. See Texas down there? Look at Texas. Look at Florida. See Washington State up on the left and Maine up there on the right, Canada. So if you look at that, I mapped out 11 locations. On the far left is Honolulu. I had to get creative because it's actually further out off the state of right now. It looks like it's 100 miles off the coast. And at the bottom is an asterisk, Cape Town, South Africa. But we're doing 11 locations. We have 210 speakers. Marina's excited because it's in Honolulu and she's from Oahu. She's like, yes, I don't have to go all the way to Texas. And that is my point. With the market where it is, the market's going to continue to do exactly what it's doing. I don't see a big change in the market this year or honestly the year after. We're going to be here for 12 to 24 months, easy. So what we're doing is, if you look at this, the price of the event down there, I don't think you see, is $197 a ticket. Now that may not happen. It's my goal. It's goals. I met with my team today. And I said, I want to really make this affordable. They're like, remember the Red Rock in Las Vegas? Yeah. He goes, Brent, that was $400,000. Like, are you serious? Yeah, we spent $400,000 to do that. These are not cheap. And so, but we're going to do our best to make these $197 a ticket. And if we bring build to you and your people, your tribe, your revenue share organization, getting people to fly to Texas in the old boom market, no problemo. In this market, we're bringing build to the masses. And so we want them to stay in their homes and to save on airfare. Now, if you can afford it, go to the hotel, go work out with Gil Ramos, go work out with Albie Stasek, get in the pool and float around the lazy river with Jay Kender, right? Meet Amanda Hurd and have breakfast with her and invite her to coffee. Meet Matthew Stewart, take him on in a game. So if you can afford it, go to the hotel. But we're gonna have a beautiful venue, and it's gonna be 2 days instead of 3, and we're gonna drop the price to $197 so you can get 30, 40, 50 people there. So, or 100 or 200, you can get the bounce off the event you need. So, but here's the cool part, 11 locations, write this down. We need 210 speakers next year. What this does is open up the stage for you, and you need to go, why not me? So here's the goal. I want you to set a goal to sponsor 20 in the next 12 months. You could do 20 in the next 4 or 5 months. Put 20 on your front line, add 80 to your group. 20, if you're like, I'm starting from a dead start, sponsor 20, add 80. Okay. I got super committed, and I sponsored 49 and added 800. Okay. So I'm giving you a goal that's 1/10, but yeah, I didn't mess around with cryptocurrencies. I wasn't flipping homes. I wasn't wholesaling. I wasn't doing mortgage or title. I wasn't doing property management. I was extremely focused. And if you could focus that in and get radical and intense, I mean, I had people who were selling 40 homes a year saying, okay, I want to come to EXP, but I don't want to recruit agents. I'm like, stay at Keller Williams. I actually said that to them. They want to come to EXP. I said, I don't have the time to fool with you. I don't have the headspace. You sell 40 homes a year for Keller Williams and you don't want to recruit, but I want the stock. I'm like, please stay at Keller Williams. I'm not interested in that.
Wow.
I'm not interested in people who take up my brain space who don't have a vision for their future, just want to help themselves. I don't want to recruit. I just want to help myself. I don't want to help you recruit. You're helping people. You're like, you let people beat you in golf to make them feel good. That's what, Matthew? What, you think I actually lost that round? No, I'm kidding. He beat me fair and square. I'm still trying to save face. But here's the deal. You know, I'm just telling you, I was a little radical. I didn't sponsor new people. Like, I sponsored 20 new agents. It will not happen for you. Sponsor 20 agents who sell 10 homes a year minimum. Well, that's hard. It's hard to become a listing agent. Go list 20 homes in Seattle. It was not easy for Kim Fraser to learn how to do that until it was. And once it's easy, it's like riding a bike. Kim, unmute yourself, Kim. Do you remember when you first got in real estate, was it easy to go on listings, go up against Coldwell Banker, Remax agents, and Sotheby's agents and kick their butt on a listing presentation? Whose butt got kicked when you were new?
Gosh, no, it was intimidating. It was intimidating until you get the repetitions. And you get the repetition.
Did you lose? Did you
memory.
lose sometimes to those guys?
Yeah, sometimes I did. And now I probably get 95% of what I go on,
That's
because
my
you get
point.
good at it and you build a book of business that you're untouchable. So just like agent attraction, and the better you're in, if you are still in production, the better you're in production, easier as agent attraction is. I know you say just, that, but if you do have a good production business, you can leverage that as well.
Yeah, I sold 30 homes my first year, so there was some production there, but I literally cut it from 60. 60 had me focused, and I realized I was focused on, next year, what does 60 get me? Nothing. And the effort I put to go get 60 listings, go on 70, 80 listing appointments. Now everyone's ready to list, and to get 60 and to talk to all the agents. If 10 agents call you on each listing, that's 600 conversations, and then all the appraisal. It's just a lot of work, and it was great. I don't regret it. But so I want to challenge you this year. You need, what I see people do is they allow themselves to be distracted with writing a book. You can write the book, but do it quickly. Someone asked me to meet, That was Don Yoakum. All right, it interrupts I don't know, I need to turn that one off too. Every time we get a phone call, the whole screen goes blank and it rings. So, but I just really want to challenge you to focus in a way like maybe you haven't. And then you meet with people every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for coffee. And then the ones you can't meet with you are Tuesdays and Thursdays for lunch. I showed it to 6 people a week, 24 people a month, 4, 5, 6 signed up every month. When you do that, you will grow. Until you do that, you won't. But again, I'm talking to people with good energy, good attitudes, people I want to be around, not sourpuss grumpy agents. They weren't new agents, and then if they didn't want to replicate and grow and build an organization and change the lives of others, I wasn't interested. And that's why I had a lot of success. And so that's kind of what you want to do. So I want you to have a vision to speak at Build next year. And if you're like, yeah, maybe I could, you got a chance. But if you're like, I can't. And people need to hear your story. Are you glad you heard Levi's story and saw the picture of him handing his mom the keys? How about AJ handing his mom the keys? Who do you need to buy a home for? Whose life can you change? And so what you need to do if you want to have a crack at that, sponsor 20 to your front line, add 20 and add 80 to your organization. And I personally say, Brent, I did it. And I will sit down and do my best to help you get on that stage next year at one of these 11 locations. Not a guarantee. Did I say it was a guarantee? No. I don't know who's going to do it. I don't know what it looks like, but we got to look at it. And but going from 30 people on stage to 210, so it's going to take leadership and push it more out. And instead of you showing up to Build with yourself alone or 4, 5, 10, 15 people, you need to show up, Build next year. It's going to be in your backyard. One of those locations should service you. Again, Vancouver, Toronto, Philadelphia. Philly, you know who's leading that? Dave Kennord. Dave Kennord's going to lead Philadelphia. Charlotte, Orlando, Dallas is led by Jay Kinder and Michael Reese and some other people. We have other people helping. John Sai's doing Vancouver and Randy Dick's doing Vancouver. And it's collaborative. Randy Dick is not in John Sai's business. Randy Dick is not in my business. And he's going to be a key leader for Build. We're giving the leadership over. It's going to be in, we're starting to think Los Angeles instead of Las Vegas. The board says Las Vegas, but we're actually starting to think LA, Los Angeles. So Honolulu, Cape Town, it says Salem, Oregon. It's right by Portland. If you don't know your geography of Oregon, Salem, Oregon is where it will be. Randy Bird and Don Yoakum are going to head that up. But it's by Portland, just to give you some geography. So we have 3 on the West Coast, Vancouver, Portland, LA. Looks like we're moving away from Las Vegas. And then we have Dallas and Detroit. So you got Dallas and Detroit. And then you move over to the East Coast, you got Orlando, you got Charlotte, you got Philadelphia, then across the top of Canada, 2 different parts of that. That's a massive country geography. Vancouver and Toronto. Calgary's only an hour flight, I think, to Vancouver. So that's where the Calgary people are going to go. Then you got Honolulu, Hawaii, and Cape Town, South Africa. And Cape Town's going to inspire the UK and Australia and Puerto Rico and different nations to get their thing going. But you want to grow, you need to I would really challenge you to get 90 people to Build next year. You know how many people came to my first event? 90. Every one of them got on an airplane. You're 90, they can just drive over. And the cost is not 400, 500, 600, 700 a ticket. It's going to be 197. Although my staff is arguing with me on that, it may be 297 just because it is what it is. It's super expensive. We did 197 a ticket 6 years ago, and it costs are up 30% with COVID and everything. So I'm going to fight for 197 a ticket. I want that price. I want it affordable. I want to respect people's finances, and it's going to be easier for you to get guests there if it's $396 a couple. And EXPCon, it's like $800, $800-900 a ticket. It's gonna be like $1,600 to $1,800 a couple just to walk through the door. And so we're gonna try to come up with super affordable events next year and bring them to you. And then you get 80 or 90 people there, and the bounce off that, and you get guests there. Every single guest that went to Build is signing up. They're going bonkers. They're going nuts. So I want to say that it is trying to keep an eye on the clock here. Let me see. X that out. Something Where's the clock? I don't even see. What time is it? Okay, well, 3 minutes. So the final thing, I'm going to give everyone some homework here. And here's your homework. I want you, every single one of you, and I want you to hold it up, and I'm going to call on you to read it. I want to know about, for you to write out your best life in 5 years. I'm going to give you this homework. I really want you to do this. What does your life look like in 5 years? And the 5 F's. I'll say it quick, then say it slower. Family, faith, finances, fitness, and fun. The 5 F's. Family, faith, finances, fitness, and fun. How healthy do you want to be? How much fun do you want to have? What fun things do you want to do in 5 years? Like on a regular basis, like this is your life. And what does your family look like? Your kids? Are they coming over for Christmas and Thanksgiving, the 4th of July? Tahoe, Tony's going to help me buy that cabin. It's happening, Tony. And we talked about that cabin. I described it to him. It's going to be on the north slope of Inkine Village, about a half a mile up off the lake. On the lake is 40 or 50 million. I'm cheaping it out. I'm not doing that, but I'm going to get a huge deck with this epic sweeping view of Lake Tahoe and the pine trees. Tony, what did you tell me that was going to cost for? It's going to be about probably 4, 5, 6,000 square feet, big deck. You know what I want? Big soaring ceilings, giant windows, just epic. The spa on the deck, the view, the barbecue, the good times. What's that going to run me there?
When we were talking, you didn't mention all of that. So we were talking about 5 million, but
what?
But I'm thinking
How
we
much?
were talking
How much?
5 million. 5
Yeah,
million.
5 million. That's what you told me. 5 million. So
But you,
40
now you're talking
million,
about
it out.
panoramic
20
lake
million.
view, big decks were be like 6 or 7 million.
6 or so. We went up $1 million.
In the
It's worth it.
incline, really?
Yeah, how many do you think it's worth it? And then I'm escaping California. I love you guys from California. I'm no longer a Californian. I am a Nevada resident and mainly a Puerto Rican. Second is Nevada, and I keep that little home in Lincoln just for my kids. That's just a little, a little extra thing.
You better
But,
4 times your budget, Brent.
Yeah. Well, that's life. But so here's the deal. What do you want to look like for your family, your faith? Where do you want to be with God? Where do you want to feel peace? Like stuff happens, like I'm fine because it's not my life, it's not my wife. There are more important things to freak out over than your money. And EXP could go away, I would be totally fine because my heart, I love you guys. And guess what? EXP goes away, I still got you guys. We'll be doing other things. And EXP is doing great. We just went from 2 billion to almost 4 billion. Debt free, we're kicking butt. I'm not saying not at all, but I'm just saying I truly would be okay. Because that's not where my heart is. Where your treasure lies, that's where your heart is, where your treasure. And I treasure you guys. I treasure family. I treasure human souls. The money is a byproduct of the value. So write out your best life. I'm going to have you show it to me. You're going to hold it up next week, same time, same place. I'm going to call on a few of you to give us highlights of your best life. What does it look like financially? Fitness, family, faith, and fun. What fun things are you going to do on a regular basis? Me, I travel the world in golf. Y'all know, and they got to be sunny, warm areas with palm trees. That's hey Manu, good to see you there. I just saw you pop on. So and Laura snuck in there. Hey Laura, good to see you there. So that's the homework assignment, and I think that'll make for a great week. Love you guys. For those of you who are coming back, I do Mastering Sales with Brent Gove. That's in 10 minutes at 5:10. I maybe went a minute or two over here, but it's at 5:10. And it's just a little 10-15 minute sales nosh of how to get buyers to buy, sellers to sell, that kind of good stuff. Thanks for being on, everybody. Good to see you here. Good week. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Bye, guys. See ya.